Hello everyone, Bashar here. We are together with another Fusion calendar analysis video. Sadly, the Fusion itself is the worst possible. I mean, I was impressed how bad Great Floriaka was earlier in the year, and now I am even more impressed. It is quite horrible. The champion itself is pretty bad. We do have a video in which we review the champion, but you know me, I always am a fan of doing all fusions no matter how bad they are, and this guy is a fragment, so by doing this one you can use him for 500 points in a champion chase whenever you want, or you can use it for 30,000 points in a CVC. So yeah, I think he's worth doing. So let's jump in and analyze. The best news is that there are 2 dungeon divers in a very long while. Used to be 3 always. The last one that I recall with 2 dungeon divers is, I think, Morrigan or something. But of course, this one is designed in a bad way. You don't have 2 dungeon divers which can be done during 2 dungeon tournaments, because ice column does not overlap with anything at all. It only overlaps with dungeon finite. So let's go. So guys, that's where we are, October the 27th. So we started yesterday with a spider and a dungeon divers. Today summon rush and champion training event have started, and tomorrow we will have a arena tournament and an artifact enhancement event. Then the next day, 2 days from now, the dragon tournament will start. Then, not overlapping with it, we have an ice golem tournament which coincides with the second artifact enhancement. After that, there is a champion training tournament which awards 10 bonus fragments to the winners. It probably would be 10 to the winner, 5 to the runner-up. That is the general structure. It could be different. And then we have a champion chase tournament which features another bonus fragment, and that is the only bonus fragments that we have. Then we have the finite tournament which is simultaneous with Dungeon Divers 2, and then we finally have the second arena tournament and the third artifact enhancement event. So guys, 3 artifact enhancement events, 1 champion training tournament, 1 champion training event, 2 arena tournaments, a summon rush, and 4 dungeon tournaments are kind of the classic now. They never change. Up until recently, 3 dungeon divers was also a classic, but they change it now. So how do we go about this? So of course, yesterday we started with spider, and we did however much spider we can to get some dungeon divers points. And sadly, if you have missed out on points in the path event, the dungeon divers features the Halloween points only at the end, so you have to finish it, all 6.5k points of it, which is quite trying energy wise. I have to do it, for example, right? So the strategy is, you start with spider yesterday, you do some spider as much as you can to rack up the points. Then today we have summon rush. A summon rush features 5 plus 10 points as usual. This time the second points are not much farther from the first one, right? I mean, there is only 1 milestone in between, so you could just commit some extra shards and get all 15, right? But it's not required. If you skip the deep fragments in summon rush and do everything, even without winning a tournament, you can fuse the champion, right? So 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65. We skipped the 10 here. 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. That's very nice, right? So you don't have to go deep in summon rush. You don't have to win a tournament, right? It's all fine. I mean, I have to go deep in the Summon Rush because it features points in deeper again, so I do have to go do that. But if you have scored some extra points, I mean, if you did score all the points from the path event, you don't need to do that. And we now also have the champion training event active. The good thing about the Dungeon Divers that is active right now, it lasts 4 days. You know, normally Dungeon Divers are 3 days. And that's why it requires more points. But I mean, you do the spider, and after that you go hard at dragon. You know, you do some campaign in between for the training maybe, and hopefully you'll arrive where you are meant to be. And by selling the stuff you obtained from the spider and the dragon, you will be able to, you know, do the artifact enhancement event. Of course, if you are going to get the fragments that are deep in Summon Rush, that will allow you to skip out on 10 fragments, right? If silver is a huge problem, maybe you can use it to skip out on 2 artifact enhancement events. I don't like skipping out on artifact enhancement events because, guys, I mean, upgrading artifacts is a must in this game, right? We have to keep doing it. And people get excited about, you know, I'm skipping an artifact enhancement. Dude, I mean, you have to already upgrade artifacts, right? This gives you bonus rewards for it, right? It's not a good thing to cheer. I mean, if, as I said, you are very tight on silver, it helps. But the problem is that you shouldn't be that tight on silver, right? If you are having that big silver problems, that can mean only one thing: you are upgrading outside of artifact enhancement events, right? And you shouldn't be doing that. You should be saving your silver, and you should be doing your upgrades in artifact enhancement events. Then it will be enough, right? And in the worst case, you can always run some extra spider for some silver. That is the best place. I mean, silver per energy wise, spider stage 20 is the best. And then arena is already easy, nothing to talk about. Then the dragon comes, and so we jump in the dragon and finish the Dungeon Divers, hopefully. I mean, wherever you want to get to. If you want the points, you have to finish it all. If you want just the fragments, you can stop earlier. Then the ice column starts. The ice column does not interfere, or I mean, it is not simultaneous with any Dungeon Divers whatsoever, right? It does not overlap. Overlap is the right word, yeah. So if we do the ice column, so whichever silver we have left over from spider and dragon, and the stuff that we gain from ice column should be enough to handle the second artifact enhancement event. Then we have the champion training tournament, and you know, these allow you to use books and ascensions. In champion training event, you do not get points from ascensions or books, right? In champion training tournaments, you do. That is the difference. And of course, this is competitive. There are leaderboard rewards, and this time around, it's the reward for winning is 10 fragments. And as I said, I'm guessing the runner-up also receives 5. Sometimes the second place and the third place both get 5 fragments. We'll see how it goes. Then we have a champion chase tournament. I don't know what this will be. So, I mean, going by the regular order, it should have been ancient, right? Because we just did have void, and after void comes ancient. But the problem is, if you recall, guys, we did have ancient 4 weeks ago, and you know, Plarium went out of their way and to mess up the order, and they brought a void, right? So we didn't have a 2x on sacreds for like 2 months now. So I mean, my guess would be on sacreds, but we'll see. Then we have the Fire Knight tournament, which is the only thing that we can use to handle the second Dungeon Divers. Well, we have to do a lot of Fire Knight. And of course, guys, you do not have to do Fire Knight, but I rather like doing the active tournament because, you know, even if I overshoot, it gives me a chance on going for the leaderboard. You know, the 6-star Epic Relentless gear, the chests, the primal quartz, whatever it is. And finally we end up with the third artifact enhancement when arena takedown. This is a very nice, very mild mannered fusion. So if the second dungeon divers were, I mean, we could use both Ice Golem and Fire Knight for the second dungeon divers, I would have said this is one of the easiest fusions, but because it doesn't, we will have to quite overshoot the Fire Knight. That's sad, but it's how it rolls. And of course, guys, I would have been in a better mood if this was not one of the worst champions in the game. I mean, we still don't know the multipliers yet, right? So he might have insane multipliers and he could be actually less bad than we can imagine, that we are imagining, but I do not keep my hopes up. He has a lot of synergy with his partner. Maybe they will work as a duo. Anyway, that's my take on the calendar, and I will see you on stream. Bye bye.